I, I bought
Recording in
a meter of a property in Scotland, and now I'm Laird Douglas.
I love it.
I'm a Laird.
Well, good afternoon,
Please.
Laird Douglas. How you be today?
I'm very good. How you all?
We're
I just
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed down here, down under. I love it how we've got the three Aussies all hosting this body whispering book club.
I love it. It's like, well, I think it's wonderful because like one of the things that see, I always look for body whispers, and one of the things that did occur for me is that I met this man at Grace's husband's birthday party in Santa Barbara. His name is Chris Chen, and he was from New York, and he's half Asian, half Dutch. And I was most amused because it's like I kept looking at him and go, okay, he's handsome, but what is it? And finally I said, what are you doing? He goes, I'm an acupuncturist. And I went, that's it. Okay, good. And so I hired him to come and work on me. And he comes and works on me once a month, and I get 3 to 4 sessions. And I have, it's like he's here right now, and I've just had my second session today. And he's a body whisperer, and he has no clue how good he is. So I don't tell most people that he's good, but he's good. So if you ever get a chance to have Mr. Chris Chen work on you, do it. Your body will just love it. And I have had such good work. I mean, it's like literally, I got through with him today. I ate a sandwich, I laid down for a minute, and I was gone, and I was sound asleep. And then I came in. Then I have another body whisperer here. That's Miss Miss Georgia Watson, and she came and she worked on me. I had her do an eye process on me because my eyes have been doing weird stuff. And so I had an eye process done, and it's like, and I was out for almost all of it.
Mhm.
And that's the great thing about body whispering. If you really use these tools and use these tools for your body, with your body, it's like, it's amazing the changes that can occur. It's like, it's like, I'm fucking 82. 82? 82? How the fuck did I get to be 82? I don't feel 82, and I refuse to act 82, you know, and, and I'm outrageous most of the time. And I keep doing things, and I do more and more things all the time. And I went to a garage, an estate sale today, and I bought a bunch of new lamps for El Lugar, for Dane's house, specific things for specific people. And it's just great to see these wonderful places, wonderful things, and they're beautiful things everywhere in the world, and you just have no idea where you're going to find them. And it's like one man's trash is another man's treasure
Mm.
is truly a truth. So body whispering has multiple directions, by the way. One of the things I do is I let the whispers of things, I go into an estate sale and I go, okay, tell me where to go. And I just sense, and all of a sudden I go into a room and there's something beautiful, and there's something else beautiful, and there's something else beautiful. And today it's like I was looking at it and there was this lamp, I finally realized, that had scars on it to show off the scars. And the scars were, well, they weren't pretty. Let's put it that way. And I was just amused as hell. And I'm, busy watching that. And I saw the lamp. And it's like it was $45. And I can take that to El Lugar and it'll be perfect for one of the things. So we'll see what happens from here. Life is good. So what do you want to talk about with regard to body whispering?
I have a question. I have a question.
Okay, you have a question. Yes.
So I love what you were saying now about the doctor that you use for acupuncture, and then you had Georgia run the eye process. Like, what are you aware of with these tools, the tools of access, the body processes, bars, and how they enhance the rest, like, because there's so many amazing body workers out there, people that have chosen a modality or something to work on bodies. And, you know, I have people in Australia here that are just amazing. But what are you aware of with when you combine the energy and the tools of access and of consciousness that it creates to make that a whole nother world of?
Well, what I look at is I go, okay, so if you had a power board, you know, one of those things that you can plug multiple plugs into, and you plug different machines into it, and then you switch it on, all the machines go on. And my sense is that this body stuff, when you work with it, every time you plug another thing into it and rev it up, give it the power, what begins to occur is that you begin to have far more occurring with your body, for your body, and as your body than you ever had before. So it's like, you know, it's like people can't believe I'm as old as I am. And it's like I'm still working, you know, it's like I'm running, you know, 16 different businesses. You know, it's like I do this all the time. Everybody goes, how do you have the energy? I said, well, what am I? I'm energy. If we started to realize we are energy, we're made up of energy. And what we do is we solidify it and we formulate it and we use the personalities that we do to define ourselves. You know, every personality you have doing something is a definition of you. So how many personalities are you using to define the body you are choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it all. We're right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povids, and beyonds. Wow. Okay, so how many personalities are you using? Of course, I would tend to say it slightly different, like poisonalities, because I figure when you are actually creating your body from a personality, you're actually poisoning your body is what you're doing. And it's like I watch people with this all the time. They're doing this thing of using personalities to create their bodies. How many personalities are you using to create the body you are choosing? Everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and create it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povids, and beyonds. Oh, nice. Okay, and one of the other things, today I saw a movie on TV that was about this lady that was getting Alzheimer's. And they said that she had these things in her head that looked like they were solid cubes that were the reason she was getting Alzheimer's. And she was going crazy. And she was crazy, and she was an actress. And it's like, and Chris was watching it with me, and he said, what do you do with Alzheimer's? And I said, I actually haven't had any success with Alzheimer's, with dementia, other than it's like I can go to where they are, because what they do is they step out of this world. They don't want to be in this world. They don't want to be part of this world. They don't want to, and that's their intention. And because they have decided that is the way they wanted, they actually start to step out of reality, and they start to step out of this world. And wherever they go, I can go there and talk to them, and I can coax them back to this reality temporarily. But as soon as somebody comes in and distracts them, they're gone again. But it's very interesting to realize that it is a choice, you know, dementia is a choice. What if you decided you wanted to not be here? Oh, I hate being here. You know, it's like if you hate being here, then you can step out and you can become part of Dimension Land, whatever that is. Okay, everything that is times Godzillion, we destroy and create it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povids, and beyonds. How many of you have made decisions that will create the dementia you wish to have in the future? Everything that is times Godzillion, we destroy and create it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. How's that for funny?
The translators are cracking up at that one, Gary. I'm watching them all on the screen and they're all laughing as they're translating you. So hilarious.
Is it hard to translate that? Or is it just
No, they look happy. They look happy. Yeah.
Okay, good.
They're loving it. Yeah.
Good. So it's like, just know that dementia is a choice and people have created it and they've created the system to get there for themselves, just like people create cancer. I mean, it's like the number of people that I've worked with and I've gone, okay, so what are you dying to get out of with cancer? And then they go, I'm not. I go, yes, you are. I said, at some time it worked for you because it worked for you so well then, you chose that you would use it again. So how many, how many choices have you made to create the difficulties your future will be so that you can prove that you're right, you got what you wanted with total ease. Everything that is times a godzillion we destroyed and created all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povas, and beyonds. Cool. Okay,
So
what
there's a lady in the chat asking if you can give an example of a personality, Gary.
personality is what you decide. Okay, personalities are things that we create so we can have sort of like an automatic system for dealing with people. So personality is, oh, I'm just an ordinary person. Okay. Any of you really ordinary? How many of you spent your life trying to be ordinary and never succeeded? Yeah. Yeah. It's like you try to be ordinary. You can't be fucking ordinary, no matter how hard you try. So it's like, but you create personalities to make you normal. So all the personalities you're using to create you as a normal person, we just try and create all those. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povas, and beyonds. You create personalities to deal with your family. How many personalities are you using to create the family you are choosing? Gross. Everything that is, Julia, you and Anthony better be listening to this. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine, shorts, boys, povas, and beyonds.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So I was sharing in the chat just before you joined us, Gary, about I was in an advanced body class with you years ago in Noosa, and I had blown 2 discs in my back and could barely walk, blah, blah. Anyway, within about 20 minutes of half an hour of being in the class, I think you've just paired us up. Literally every ounce of pain that I was in my body had totally vaporized, gone, vanished.
Yes.
And I remember having a conversation with you, but can we visit that again? What is that you be? What is it that you're in a room with a bunch of people, and what is that you be?
I'm willing to be the control you're not willing to have.
Can you say more?
Ha, 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 ha. I wondered whether I would stop you with that one. Yeah. What happens is, see, it's like I look at the energies of the whole class. I go, okay, how can I shift this energy? What is this? What can I do with it? Can I change it? If so, how do I change it? It's like one time Susie put a dog class together for me. She had 49 dogs and 3 people. And, I thought it was supposed to be a class about dogs, but for Susie, it was for the dogs because she likes the dogs better than she likes the people. So it's like literally I walked in and all these dogs were, pissing on the furniture, marking territory, doing all this stuff. And I said, down. They all looked up. They all sat down. I went, okay, so who's first? And one dog came over and let me work on it, and it's like, and the dogs did that the entire time. Okay, who's next? And it's like, and one came back a second time and okay, you want more? What do you want? And it's like, and I asked the universe itself, what is it that's going on here and what's needed? What's needed here for people to actually have a sense of themselves and a sense of possibility and a sense of the universe that's ours to have that, we were gifted and we don't use. We try to live in this world. I'm sorry, I realize my world is too damn small. This world is too damn small for me, so I have to have a universe. So I'm interested in what the universe can do for all of us, because I think ultimately if we start to live with the universe and from the universe, we'll get more possibility happening for us than we've ever had before. So I'm interested in possibility, and I'm interested in the truth of everything that can be. And I'm always looking for a greater reality and a greater possibility more than anything.
Mm. And a question that you gave me that I still use is, what space can I occupy to be greater than this? Because what you're talking about, like that invitation to be the universe, to have that
Yeah.
much expansion and space and be connected to the molecules all the time. Because I know for myself, it's like there's this concertina that, you know, sometimes I'm this small and sometimes I'm this big, and I'm asking, how do I
I'm never
occupy?
this small.
Yeah.
I'm always this big. I
Yeah.
just expand out, and I don't live from the small. That's the reason I say I have to use the universe, because I can't use this world. This world is not big enough for me.
Yeah.
It's not grand enough. It's not glorious enough. It's not unique enough.
So have you always functioned from that space, Gary, or is it something you've kind of muscled your way into? You've expanded your muscles.
I've learned over time, because what I started to do when I got the 4 tools, what is this? What do I do with it? Can I change it? If so, how do I change it? When I got those 4 tools, I started to use it everywhere in my life. And I began to see that there was no reason for us not to have greater all the time. And we have to choose it, though. And that's the thing that most people don't get. They're looking for the reason and justification. Is that there has to be a reason or justification for it, because if there is, then you know why you chose it. But I don't know why I choose things. I just choose things. Like I had a chance to buy some barnwood, and I had been watching this program on TV called Barnwood Builders. And they would take down old barns and stuff. And all this old barnwood is just so beautiful, and it was so thick, and it was so amazing to look at. And it's like they used to cut trees, and they saw the trees into planks, but it would be a tree this big, a tree that was this big, they would saw it and then make planks out of it. So it's like, and then they use that on the side of the barn, or they use that on the floor or whatever. And it's like, and it'd be 2 inches thick. It's like, you just couldn't believe that this stuff existed. But they stopped doing it years ago when they got sawmills. And they stopped doing it because it was easier to go buy it from a store at a smaller thing. And it's like they have what they call a 1x10, okay? And it's 9.5 inches wide and 1/2 inch thick. How is that a 1x10? That's not 1 inch by 10 inches. That's 1/2 inch by 9.5 inches. And it's like these boards were made as they were 2 inches thick, and they were 24 inches wide. And I had a bunch of these, and it's like, and Grace was doing her house, and they ran out of flooring. So I said, oh, we'll just send you some of this stuff. So we sent it to her, and they did it. And recently I saw a picture of her house, and the floors are just unfriggin' believable. They're so beautiful. And she had several pieces that I'd sent her that were 24 inches wide. The floor in your house, 24 inches wide. Where do you see that? You just don't. So I didn't realize why I bought it, but obviously I bought it for Grace's house without even realizing. It was before she started her house too, which is very funny. So these kind of things are just, part of how my life is. I listen for the whispers of the universe to tell me where to go, what to do, and how to get, and how to have money. Having money is much easier than we think. We think we have to earn it, and you have to work hard, and you have to save it, and you have to not spend it, and you have to, and you have to, and you have to, and you have to. And then, okay, so I can go spend some on clothes, but I'm not going to spend all of it on clothes because I want more. And I go to India, and I go, okay, I need some shoes. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. Can I get a shirt out of that? Can I get a shirt out of that? Can I get some pants out of that? Can I get? It's like, and I'll end up with, $2,000 worth of clothes. I don't spend $2,000 on clothes ever, except when I go to India, because it all gets custom made for me, and I like it. And it's fun. And I've got more silk shirts with fancy, beadwork on them and stuff. And I love those things because I think they're just stunning. And I take good care of them, and I send them to the dry cleaners, and people go, how do you do that? I send it to the dry cleaners. I ask it, what does it want? Dry cleaners. Okay, fine. I do it. Do what it asks. And the thing is, if you start to realize that everything in this world is conscious, then it will start to tell you what to do with it. It will tell you how to do it, and it will tell you how to make money. Okay?
That's awesome. And with that, Gary, because with body whispering, we've talked a lot so far on these calls about the healing aspects of body whispering, in as much as, you know, working with bodies, the different types of healing we have available. But just listening to you talk about the quality of the wood and the quality of the clothing and these things that I'm guessing your body is the one that's really pulling this stuff into your world, and how that in itself is such a healing energy for people's bodies to be surrounded by beautiful things.
Yes. Well, beauty is one of the gifts that we were given. It's the reason you have eyes. You know, and if you don't have eyes, you have fingers so that you can be a hedonist. You know, just touch. And it's like, I mean, wouldn't it be great if you just walk up and go like this on people? You know, you know a lot about them. Wow, nice.
Ripe, what's happening here?
Yeah, ripe plums, that kind of stuff. You know what to do. And it's like the thing about it is everything that it's like I like antiques that have carving and stuff on it because the carvings are so amazing. You touch them and they give you information. It's like everything is designed. Body whispering is about how we receive too. It's like, what do you receive from that? You ever been with a great lover who touched you so lightly that you just got so turned on, you thought you were going to orgasm just by them touching your body very lightly? It's like, yeah, I know that's happening because I can see some people smiling. So you have had those things, and that's body whispering too. And a great lover is somebody who whispers to your body and whispers with your body and knows how to touch your body in a way that it becomes greater. And you want to have those elements of life and hedonism, or as you say in Australia, hedonism. Usually you give head after you function with hedonism, but never mind. I said it again, yes. I'm a dirty old man.
Yeah, it's one of the things we love about you, though, Gary.
Good. It's good you love it about me because you ain't going to get rid of it. It's not part of my personality. It's a part of my poisonality. No, it's part of how I am in the world because I see the world in a different way than other people do. And I want to see the world as it is, not as you think it should be. I mean, I got a big kick because we have this house next door, and the garage burned because of some lithium batteries. Thank you, lithium. I'm not fond of lithium batteries anymore. I'm not, it's like I'm not going to go buy hand tools that have batteries because of it. Because there are more cases of them catching fire and stuff than there is anything else. And it's just like, wow, this is not cool. And so I lost my two classic cars in the fire. They just burned and everything melted on them. But I was talking to the guy. I said, so what, it's like, and luckily it started. We called the fire department. They got here within 10 minutes and they started trying to put it out. But you cannot put out lithium batteries. They create their own oxygen, and in so doing, they actually burn volumes in a short period of time. And so they had caught the cars on fire. And as they caught the cars on fire, the cars were also generating flames because they had gasoline, they had rubber, they had plastic in them, and those all were. So the whole insides of my cars were eaten up with fire. The whole battery system, everything was eaten by this. And the tires are puddles on the floor. Giant fucking tires, puddles on a floor. And this is the way the world is working. So it's like I wasn't even hysterical when I lost them. It's like I'm going, okay, why am I not upset? I had no idea why I wasn't upset. And then come to find out, our insurance company is paying. They gave us $500,000 for fixing, replacing and fixing our stuff. And it's like, which is very funny because the cost for doing the whole remodel on the thing was $1.5 million. So we just got $500,000 of it taken care of by the fire. Now, did we increase our costs? Probably a little, but not 500,000 worth. So now they've taken the whole house apart. We're going to replace all the drywall, all the electrical, everything will be replaced. And that's part of what the insurance is paying for. Nice. So you don't know how the world is going to work on your behalf, but it does in weird ways when you're willing to receive anything. But you got to learn to receive the whispers of possibility. So for me, body
I love
whispering,
that.
it's not just healing. It's not just healing.
It's
Look.
everything.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
in
Hey,
everything.
I had a couple of questions, Gary, and one was, you were talking about touch and that sort of thing with bodies, and I know, for example, some people who have autism and different things going on don't like to be touched. What's that about for them?
Because it's too much information. See, people don't whisper when they touch, they yell. So it's like you have somebody who's autistic, you have to treat them more gently than you do anybody else. So you have to touch them in a different way. You have to be with them in a different way. And with the people who have Alzheimer's, you have to do that too in order to get them back to presence. So you got to have this place where you're willing to be the whisperer of all things, not just with bodies. And it's like, it's an amazing, amazing thing to see. I mean, like, the acupuncturist, Chris Chen, that boy can do wonders with a body. I don't think he has a clue how good he really is, because he just does things with my body and I go, Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? And it's like, he made me like drinking water. I have not drunk water for 75 years. And I now like to drink regular water out of the tap. And I'm like, whoa. And today he changed my breathing. And it's like, and my breath is now gentler and easier on me. How many of you don't breathe in such a way that your body receives it with ease? How many of you breathe too heavily to make sure you get enough air? I hate people that make you do that shit. And Chris was sticking these needles in me, and it's like, and I just all of a sudden my body relaxed and my breath started coming. I just said, and I wasn't struggling to get air. It's like, and my body started absorbing more air too. It's like, do you get that if you're gentle with your body and you're whispering with your body, when you breathe, there will be a gentleness with it, and you will receive more air and more oxygen in your blood, which is good for your blood. But don't think about that.
And then the other question I was curious about is, possibilities. If everybody, or like the majority of people on this planet had these tools and were actually using them, like what do you see as the possibilities of bodies that, most people don't really have?
Well, right now what we have is medicine. Okay. Is that whispers of bodies, or is that bludgeoning the body to death? Bludgeoning the body. And so it's like you get these whispers, and it's like alternative medicine is one of the ways to whisper. And it's like I have not a chiropractor, a homeopath that I've been using in Australia. And he's very funny because he says, let me see your tongue. So I show him my tongue. Okay, you're getting better. Keep going. So it's like, but I hit a point where some major change occurred with my body. And I went, somehow it doesn't feel right to take it. And then I noticed that my body was struggling to not to get me not to take anymore. So I quit taking it, but I keep sending him my tongue. He says, yep, getting better, keep going. Getting better, keep going. And I realized my body is now on its own creating what it needs. And our bodies will, but we don't try to use our immune system. We don't try to listen to our bodies and let it tell us what's going to work. We try to bludgeon it. You know, it's like I used to always pick a particular kind of woman because I thought they would be really fun. And so I would have a fun time with them and feel like I'd gotten up with a Mack truck running over. Okay. And it's like, and I realized, okay, I need to choose a different kind of woman. I said, body, show me what I should choose. And so it did. And with being shown what to choose, I choose different now. And the end result is, if I have sex, it's going to be really good sex. But I'm so old, you don't have sex anymore when you're my age.
Are you joking with us, Gary? Are you joking with us,
I
Gary?
would never joke with you. I've only been absolutely serious at all times.
Don't forget you're on here with like 100 psychics, so
I know. Well, I figure I don't have to tell you because you know.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else, my loves? Anything else that you'd like to say, Gary, before we wrap up this most extraordinary conversation?
Yeah. Realize that, you know, the trees talk to you. The earth talks to you. The plants talk to you. I mean, I was stunned because this guy came in the other day, the gardener, and they are, you know, they are leaf blowers and hack and slashers. And that's what they call gardening. And it's like, how could you not love plants? So if you're going to be a gardener, why wouldn't you love plants? I was a gardener and I loved plants. So I would go in and I would clip all the dead flowers off the plants and leave all the live ones. They just cut the tops off plants, and whether it has flowers or not. And it's like, and I'm just like, no, don't do that. And so I found out that Monica, who I've now talked into creating Monica's hospice for plants, and she's going to have, you know, she's going to take care of plants. She talks to them. She talks to the divas that go with plants, and you know, she's just amazing. But she stole a book from her aunt to learn how to prune roses when she was young, and she knows how to prune. I said, will you prune mine? Come once a week and prune my roses. And so she will now. Mine will have beautiful roses now. And I will have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful roses to cut and have in my house as well. So it's wonderful. I'm the only person I know who has plants in their house in Houston. Okay. Most people have plastic plants or silk plants in their houses. I have real ones, and I have lots of them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's one behind you as well.
6, 7. I have 7 orchids in my bedroom.
Wow.
7 orchids. Who has fucking 7 orchids? Why do I do that? Because I'm rich? No, because I love orchids. You know, and I love these things. I love how beautiful all the plants are. And then I have all the green plants on top of that. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 plants in my room.
Amazing.
And they whisper to me, they talk to me, and they grow for me like nobody else gets them to grow because I talk to them. You know, whispers of possibility. What is it that's possible in the world? One of the things they had the debate last night on for the 2 presidential candidates that they were allowing on CNN. Like, first of all, CNN is the first business that's ever been able to run run a debate. And it was wrong. It's just wrong. They needed to do it by the League of Women's Voters did a greater job always. But they used to have debates where they would actually communicate about what they wanted to do different to create the future. And these guys didn't even answer their questions about futures. They just kept referring to their past records as though their past records are all that count. I think their future record is what's going to count. And it's like, we need to know what they're going to do in the future. And they didn't. And then they had the real debate, which I have sent to a bunch of people, which was with RFK. And he answered the questions and he talked about futures. And one of the things that I thought was interesting, he said, yes, we could have World War III, because if Trump lets Putin loose, he'll start it. And it's like, but really, it's like, if that occurred, we do not have the infrastructure to support defending ourselves. We had it in World War II. We had an industrial complex. Now we have a pharmaceutical complex. We don't have an industrial complex. So we would not be able to rev up and build the tanks and build the planes and build the ships that would be needed to support ourselves in a war. But we would have lots of drones. So we could do drone attacks. Except those can be brought down with EMFs, which are electromagnetic fields. And it's like, people are not looking at these things. And yet they're willing to put people in charge who want to start those things. Are we crazy? Yes, we are. Okay. But the thing that would happen if people knew all these tools is there would be people who were interested in being and having the possibility of a different reality. And that's what we've got to be. And that's what we've got to do as the body whisperers that we are. Create the possibilities.
Amazing. Well, I think that if there was a line to end this conversation on, I think it might be that one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Thank you,
Mic
everybody.
drop.
It's great fun talking to you all. I just adore you. You're the most beautiful people in the whole world. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gary.
Take care.
And
Bye,
we have
everyone.
Dr. Dane joining us tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.